Hey y'all, it's Vlogmas day 3 and I'm still playing catch up. But let's talk.
They put it first, or do I turn it off first?
Hey y'all. So my little say hi.
Hi.
15-year-old. No, she's almost 15. She's making eggs for the first time, y'all. Dad's not here to cater to her. He's usually the one that cooks for her.
Do I turn this one first, or do I?
Yep, you turn your heat on. And then we have the young adult here, the 17-year-old. Say hi to the people. They just woke up, y'all. And guess what time it is? Yes, just starting their day. It must be nice to be homeschooled. And she's making some waffles. Say hi to the people. So,
I can put it now, or do I need to put
so here's your bowl to crack your eggs. But first, you want to put some oil. So normally I use grapeseed oil, but it's out. So you can use, oh my.
Oh, dear.
Y'all know last time I was in here, I burnt up something. You can put that one, but you can also put butter. So do you want to use a spray or butter?
What does Dad usually use?
Spray.
I use this then.
Notice she said, what does Dad usually use? Not Mom, because she don't care about what I do. Because Daddy be the one here cooking. All the way around the pan. There you go. That's good. All right, we'll be back to show you what these eggs look like by a 15-year-old. Scrambled eggs by the 15-year-old. Oh, so proud of you. Look at that. Now you can cook me breakfast.
Yay.
Yay. Hey, y'all. When I tell you, getting day 3 of Vlogmas to y'all has been a fight. Like, and not even a fight, like nothing's really happening, but stuff keeps happening. I literally started recording yesterday, as you probably already saw from the intro of this video. I'm wearing something totally different because it was a totally different day. And here I am. Hello, welcome to Vlogmas day 3. So, Vlogmas day 3, my initial plan was to share with you all why I don't celebrate Christmas as a Christian. And so, you probably seen some footage before this of my girls in the kitchen cooking. Just a little snippet to throw in there since this is a Vlogmas, and I'm not doing much to be vlogging. I had literally stayed home and rested the last 2 days. But I am getting ready to go to my night shift gig for my business. Yeah, it has been snow and ice here, and I was gonna go yesterday, but there was literally ice. Even though I got one more Sunday that I'm gonna do because I've already scheduled myself to do it, but I don't intend to be going to work anywhere on Sundays anymore. I said that probably a month ago, and I'm gonna really work to keep that promise to myself and to God. But I'm not planning to work on Sundays because I have to have a day to, first of all, get rest, dedicated rest. And then also Sundays are good days for me to prepare for the week or what's to come. And it's a good wind down and time for me to just wind down and spend with my family. So I'll have most of Sunday because I'll be usually getting off Sunday mornings. But nevertheless, oh, let me turn this heater off. If you guys hear that background noise, this is my portable heater because it's cold here in Washington. And where the snow came from, I signed up for rain only, and it's been snowing and then turns to ice. I'm not happy about it. I'm not with the weather shift. But anywho, so what I want to talk about briefly is why I don't celebrate Christmas even as a Christian. And just to make it plain and simple, this started a couple years ago, and I did celebrate Christmas, grew up celebrating Christmas, presents, food, trees, gifts, family coming over, all of that growing up. I was raised by my grandmother, so all my aunts and uncles came to her. They traveled in from the holidays, etc., etc. So I grew up celebrating Christmas. I also grew up in the church. I've been in church since I was 2 years old, probably longer than that. My mom had her baby shower at the church, so there you have it. I've been in the church all my life, literally. However, as I've grown, as I've learned to build a relationship with God myself, as I've learned to study the word more intently for myself, and this is something I want to talk about more too, because I think this might be helpful for some people other than myself, and it might set some people free. And that is really what Kingdom Woman Rise is all about, which is the ministry that I started. You can find us over on Kingdom Woman Rise, the ministry, in our Facebook community, or our page, Kingdom Woman Rise. And of course, we're on Instagram, Kingdom Woman Rise. I post some good stuff over there. I'm starting to be more consistent. So be sure to check us out on Instagram, Kingdom Woman Rise on Instagram. And so I grew up in the church. I've been in church all my life. So, and I was raised Baptist, if that means anything to anybody, just putting that out there. So this whole notion about celebrating Christmas, and now not celebrating Christmas, and my Instagram notifications just keep popping up, but not celebrating Christmas really stems from me doing my own work, my own research, and just really getting an understanding of what Christmas is. And that's really how I started. And so a couple years ago, I decided I no longer was going to celebrate Christmas. Even when my kids were smaller, we celebrated Christmas. We got gifts and things for them, but I never was like out here putting up trees and all of that. I just never did it. I mean, maybe I'm sure I put up a tree, but like, I just never was into it. So much so that if I did put up a tree, which I'm sure I did, I don't even remember, y'all. I can't even tell y'all when the last time I put up a tree. I don't remember ever buying a tree in my life. I think the tree that I did put up, if I did put up one, somebody gave it to me because I didn't care. I think we bought a 4-foot tree, little 4-foot tree, and put that up for the kids. And we probably had that a couple years, but after some time, I just am not into it. And my main reason is because it does not represent what we want it to represent, or what we claim it to represent as Christians, which is Jesus' birthday. It's not Jesus's birthday. Based on theological scholars, based on the fact that it is actually a Roman Catholic holiday that was created to celebrate the saint, because Catholics celebrate and pay homage to and pray to saints. Whole nother situation. But it was never a Christian holiday. It was never about Jesus. It was pulled in and now used to celebrate Christ's birthday. But Christmas is not about Jesus. It's just not. And so what am I doing it for? I don't even say Merry Christmas to people, because the whole Christ in Christmas, or the Christ in Christmas, everybody says it's supposed to be for Christ, but it's not. And it's just what it is. And I was just home for Thanksgiving, and I said this, my family and I were talking, my cousins and my aunts, we were sitting around talking, and I was like, oh, I don't celebrate Christmas, not like that. And everybody just kind of paused for a second and looked at me, and one of my cousins, she goes, but you still get gifts for the kids? And I was like, we give them a gift card or something, because it's a holiday, and I don't really celebrate a lot of holidays either. But my kids have grown up with Christmas. And so I am teaching them the concept and the understanding of why I do not celebrate it, and why it's not the day that everybody's making it out to be. So basically it's a lie, right? Christmas is not about Jesus. And if as Christians we're celebrating it because we're celebrating Jesus' birth, then we're living a lie. But if you're celebrating Christmas just for the fact of eating, spending time with family and food, then do what you do, right? And I don't have anything against celebrating people giving gifts and having food, but let's call it what it is. It's a holiday. So in the concept of Christmas being a holiday, yes, I celebrate the holiday of Christmas. Family, food. I don't really buy gifts for people, and I don't expect gifts for myself. I'm not one of those people. I do get gifts for my children, and likely it's going to be a gift card. They're older now, so they can buy whatever they want to. When they were younger, yes, I did get Christmas gifts and stuff for them. But now that they're older, we do gift cards, and that's what they'll ask for, a gift card, because they want to buy what they want to buy. And it's a Visa gift card, because you can spend it anywhere and get anything. I believe in a Visa gift card. So overall, that's the long short, the short of the long of why I do not celebrate Christmas as a Christian. And I understand, I get it. Some people may want to argue that it's about the representation of Jesus Christ. It is about Jesus Christ, and it's the reason for the season. But if we really be clear and not lie to ourselves, it's not. We have said that, we have taken it to make it be about Jesus, but it's just like anything else. Just like there's no such thing as Christian yoga. You can't take something that's another religion, which yoga is a Hindu practice that is made up of poses to their gods, which if you are doing yoga, you are posing to those gods, which now you are posing to idols. And how many people did God smite in the Bible because of that? And if you're celebrating Christmas with the justification that it is the reason for the season and we're celebrating to celebrate Jesus' birth, you're in error. It's wrong. You cannot turn the Roman Catholic holiday, which was to a saint, Nicholas. And there's another day or another term that they use. Let me see. Because I always try to study and find out more and more about the things that I'm talking about and not just be saying stuff to be for the sake of saying it. Let me see. So I already said that Jesus wasn't born on December 25th. Likely he was born in the summertime, in the spring. Even my teenager, she came to me and we were talking about it in just small little spurts. And she was like, I was researching and he was like born in May, Mom. And I was like, that's probably likely true because it was supposed to be summer or warm times. Also, Christmas in the original form was also used to celebrate and worship the sun god. The sun god. So, you know, astrology, they have these different gods. They do moon and sun and trees and whatever else, crystals and all that stuff. So it was originally it's a bunch of different Christmas backgrounds, and none of them lead back to Christianity. There's the Roman Catholic, I talked about that, but then there was one that was used to worship the sun god, whoever, whatever kind of sun god. What else did I see? And if we even read in the Bible, and I found this interesting, and I'm still studying on this because it started making me scratch my head, that if you go into the Bible and you look at things that were celebrated, weddings were celebrated because God honors the covenant, the commitment of marriage. And I don't even want to say commitment because I ain't want to say it's a covenant. And if you don't know what a covenant is, you probably want to research that and look it up. This is why divorce outside of what the Bible says we can be divorced for leads to generational curses and other things happening in our lives, because we really, truthfully, as Christians, hard truth, we be out here just living the way we want to. And if you go look on my Instagram, by the time you see this, I will have posted it, but I just came through a Facebook memory. You know how Facebook will show your past posts, and the Facebook memory was talking about me talking about basically just out here living my life however, trying to solve my own problems and do what I want to do and just doing things how I want to, but that I really don't want to keep having to learn the lesson. Once information is given to me, and this is not just in biblical form, but information in life. Once I find out some information about something and I find that what I thought is not true, and really not true, not just me saying, oh, I don't celebrate Christmas because it's a pagan holiday, which is good enough reason, because you should not be celebrating anything that is pagan, Easter included. I celebrate the resurrection of Jesus because that is something we're supposed to keep in remembrance. The Bible tells us to do this in remembrance of me. So the remembrance of Jesus, the communion that we take or should be taken, is to be done in remembrance of God, which is all about the resurrection of him dying and rising from the grave, dying on the cross for our sins, for our lives, buying up our sin by dying on the cross, and him rising to resurrection. He tells us to do this in remembrance of him through, I was about to say circumcision. No, ma'am. What is it? Communion. So he explicitly tells us this in the Bible when he's talking to the disciples at the Last Supper, right? He's having this conversation with them to do this. He gives us a command. He gives us a justification of why. He gives an explanation of why we do communion. So that is to be done. And that it's all has to do with his death, burial, and him rising from the grave as a living God, and then ascending onto heaven to sit at the right hand of God, his Father, our Father. And so he tells us to do that. Nowhere in the Bible does it tell us to celebrate his birth. We don't even know what day he was born because it doesn't say it in the Bible. This is only theological scholars and historians who have researched and who do all that research and kind of stuff, who can give a little bit of a pinpoint to probably when he was born. And if he was born on December 25th, the Bible still does not tell us to celebrate his birthday. It does not talk about celebrating anybody's birthday, to be honest, in the Bible. The only time that I've studied so far, I think there's a few times where it actually talks about people's birthdays in the Bible. It ends in tragedy. For whatever that's worth. So I say all of that to say, should we be celebrating our own birthdays? Now, I know Jehovah's Witnesses don't celebrate their birthday, and I have a really good friend who's Jehovah's Witness, and I haven't asked, but maybe I'll ask her what is their reasoning behind not celebrating their birthdays. I think because I had a best friend since I was in preschool, y'all. Preschool. I'm 41 years old. Preschool. We're no longer friends. We no longer associate. And it was something very detrimental that happened with our relationship, and I ended it on the spot. I may talk about that later. I've forgiven her. If I see her today, I would talk to her and have a conversation with her, but I say we're not friends because we don't talk at all. Like, I blocked her on social media and all those things because of what she said about my child. A whole different situation. But I really did pray hard and often about forgiving her, and that was several years ago, so I've forgiven her. But she was a Jehovah's Witness, and we grew up together, literally had the same last name, literally. Probably said too much now. But anyway, it doesn't matter. And she didn't celebrate her birthday, or they didn't celebrate birthdays. But whatever. And I was always perplexed about, I'm interested in learning about different reasons why people do things anyway, like from a psychology standpoint. I've always been like that. I've always been interested in that. However, I never understood why she wouldn't celebrate her birthday. They wouldn't celebrate holidays. But in real life, when we hung out, we did everything. Drink, smoke, party, sleep around. Like, everything else was fair game, but you won't celebrate your own birthday? That was always weird to me, but I didn't judge her on that. I just always wondered because that's her conviction. That's what she believed. And so my conviction is Christmas ain't about Jesus. So why am I celebrating? I don't celebrate any holiday. I don't. And not because of any reason other than it's just another day to me. Now, I do celebrate birthdays, my children's birthday, my birthday, my husband's birthday. Like, I celebrate anybody's birthday. Happy birthday. I'm always telling people happy blessed birthday online. But now in my research, now that I'm studying, I have a pastor mentor who I had done some actually monetarily was paying him, and he did not want to take the money. He did not want me to pay him, but I was like, no, I have to pay you something for your time. It wasn't a lot, but I was like, I got to pay you something for your time, because I wanted him to walk me through there's called secondary and primary things when it comes to Christianity, and things that we really pinpoint and focus on. And then there's some things that we don't zone in on too much, that are not like things that are going to keep you out of heaven, but they're things that are important. It's a whole thing. And like, if you go to theology school, I believe they teach this kind of stuff. And he went to school. I don't think he went to seminary, but he went to Bible college. Let me just say that. And so I was learning with him, and then life got busy, but I want to start back getting and taking classes from him. And my current pastors right now, one she has a PhD, and she went to theology school. And then my pastor's wife, she went to theology school, has a PhD. I believe she got it through theology school, but she has a PhD. And then my pastor, he went to school as well. And I don't know if he went to, I think he went to theology school too, seminary or whichever. But anywho, so I trust these people who have studied on the historical side, but are believers, Bible-based, deliverance, helping, preaching, praying based people. And so I learn a lot from them by asking questions. But now I got a lot of other questions, because are we supposed to be out here celebrating our birthdays? And this is where things get a little sticky with Christianity, because we want to say, oh, I don't think God feels or cares that but what you think and what you feel is what's going to send a lot of people to hell. Can I just say that? I told y'all when I did this Vlogmas, it was going to be, so it is what it is. And I'm not saying anything that anybody has to agree with. I'm Shayla. I just speak, hopefully, what God has allowed to come to my mind and through my heart, that is coming from him, not what I just think. And if I do have an opinion about something, I try to always say, this is Shayla, this is my opinion, this is my thought, this is my question. But our feelings and us wanting to do what we feel, a lot of times, look now, a lot of times we be wanting to do what we want to do, and it ain't really what God has called us to do. But we've looked at the world and we've looked at other people and we've seen what other people have done, and we've come accustomed to doing that thing, just like celebrating Christmas. If you stop celebrating Christmas right now and tell your friends, your cousins, your family, your auntie, your mama, your daddy, your grandma, and your grandpa that your Christian people, that you ain't celebrating Christmas no more, they be looking at you crazy, because they have convinced themselves that Christmas is about Jesus, and it's not. It's a commercialized holiday that stemmed from the Roman Catholic Church. And so I do not celebrate Christmas, not something I just thought about this year. Although if you just decided this year, that's good for you. That's great. But when I get new knowledge, and the Bible talks about when you know better and you still continue, and I'm paraphrasing, when you still continue to do what you want to do the way you want to do it, or still live in sin. And I'm not saying celebrating Christmas is a sin. That ain't my call. However, it's a pagan holiday, and the Bible talks about having nothing to do with paganism, basically witchcraft, the occult, anything that has you celebrating an idol or another god. So again, I'm not saying celebrating Christmas don't send you to hell. I don't know that. At least I don't know that yet. God ain't revealed that to me. However, I know better than to celebrate Christmas and say it's unto Jesus. And it's not. It's just not. Now, I'm a coach. Let me talk about that real quick. Okay, so I do wellness coaching, which is all about mind, body, and soul, right? And so I have a coaching client that I just sent a contract to a couple weeks ago, and in my coaching contract it says these are specific days that I'm not available by email or just period. I'm off, basically. I'm off the clock. And on there it does not list any holidays, because they're just days to me. The days that are listed are my anniversary, that's for 3 days. That is my children's birthday, my husband's birthday, my birthday, and Easter, better known as its actual term, Resurrection Sunday, and Good Friday, the Friday before Easter Sunday. And we know that whole Jesus didn't rise on that Sunday, whatever, there's a whole theological format behind that and some research behind that. I don't know the exact time he rose, but that is the day that is observed to celebrate him. And the day, I think, doesn't matter as much as the remembrance, as he told us to remember him through I keep wanting to say the wrong word. Communion. All about him dying on the cross. I rather celebrate that every day of the week, as we should, and worry about getting it on the right day than not celebrate it at all. So I do have in my coaching contract of of the days that I'm not available, I observe the Friday before, which we know is Good Friday, and basically that whole weekend, and the Sunday that we celebrate Resurrection Sunday. That's the day that I take off. Not Christmas, not New Year's Day, not New Year's Eve, which I really don't do too much in the change of the year. Now that I am old school about, just me, myself, I like to be home. I don't like to be working. I don't like to be nowhere but at home as the new year comes in, because usually if I'm not in a church service, which I have been over several years, but if I'm not at a church service praying the new year in, I'm at home, because there's something about the change. God honors, I ain't gonna say he honors New Year's, but like there's a biblical reference to 40 days, 40 nights. There's biblical reference to what happens at the 8th year, the 7th year, like the number 7, number 8. Those things are biblical. And so I am very cautious to be, and plus what's going on during New Year's Eve? Like, what party am I finna be at? I dare not be in a club drinking be somewhere on somebody's couch smoking and watching a movie as the new year comes in, I believe, this is Shayla, I believe there's something spiritual about crossing into a new year. We make it each day to the next day, and I thank God every day for a new day on his green earth, because no day is promised. Life is but a vapor, is what the Bible tells us. It could be gone just like that. And I'm sure we all know that all too well. But when it comes to New Year's, y'all go out on New Year's? I'm asking. But me personally, I've spent a plenty of nights partying, drinking, smoking back in my day. And I'm sure on every New Year's back in the day when I was young and out here doing whatever, I wasn't in a church. However, the many times that I have observed New Year's Eve into the new year, I'm at home or I'm at a church service praying. That's it. That's all. You won't find me out at a party. That ain't my lifestyle no more. But just anyway, even just a regular get together, like a family get together. Oh, let's all get together for New Year's and count the New Year's. I'll see y'all tomorrow on the new year. But New Year's Eve, I'm at home with my family in my four walls, or I'm at a church service. You want to see me? Catch me at church, or we'll catch you on January 1st. Then that's just me personally. That ain't got nothing to do with, that's Shayla. That's my conviction. But that's why I don't celebrate Christmas as a Christian. And I'm sure you guys have some thoughts, some comments, some maybe questions. I don't know. But leave them below, and I'd love to have a discussion about it. So until the next video, Vlogmas Day 4. It's got to come out today. I'm so behind. But I'm going to work on it. But I do got to get up and get myself ready for the work day. All right. I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye. I love you. God loves you more. See you later.